Welcome to English with Fiona. Today we have another 100 example sentences with mini quizzes in between. Let's go. Itinerary. This is a planned route or journey or a schedule of events. For example, please send the final itinerary to the marketing team so they know when I'll be offline. We had to change our itinerary because the keynote speaker moved the session to Tuesday. To touch base is to briefly make contact with someone to update them or check on progress. I'll touch base with you once I land in London to confirm the meeting time. Let's touch base after the conference to discuss our next steps. I hope you're making notes because there's a mini quiz coming up soon. To touch down is to land. It's used for aircraft. The plane is scheduled to touch down at 6 p.m. local time. We had just touched down when I received your urgent email. Layover. It's a period of waiting between flights at an airport. For example, I have a 5-hour layover in Dubai, so I'll try to get some work done at the lounge. Is the layover long enough for us to grab a quick dinner outside the airport? Let's have a look at our quiz now. Which term refers to a detailed plan of a trip? Is it A, B, or C? Itinerary, yes. If you want to briefly check in with a colleague, you A, B, or C. Touch base. I hope you got those right. Let's move on. Per diem. It's a daily allowance for expenses, usually food and incidental costs, provided by a company. Does the company provide a fixed per diem, or do I need to submit every receipt? My per diem for this trip covers all my meals and local transport. To check in is to register at a hotel or for a flight. I need to check in at the hotel at least an hour before the dinner event. You can check in for your flight online to save time at the airport. Jet lag. This is extreme tiredness felt after a long flight across different time zones. I usually struggle with jet lag for 2 days after flying from New York to Tokyo. To avoid jet lag, I try to stay awake until it's evening in the local time zone. A red-eye flight. This is an overnight flight that arrives early in the morning. I took the red-eye flight so I could be at the office by 9 a.m. Booking a red-eye flight is cheaper, but it's hard to get a good night's sleep. Are you ready for our next quiz? A daily allowance for travel expense is called A, B, or C. Our daily allowance is per diem. Which term describes feeling exhausted after crossing multiple time zones? Is it A, B, or C? Jet lag is the correct one. Let's move on. To see someone off. This is to go to the airport or station to say goodbye to someone. The whole team came to the airport to see me off before my relocation. I'll see you off at the train station tomorrow morning. To pick up the tab. This is to pay the bill, especially in a restaurant. Since we are the hosts, our company will pick up the tab for dinner tonight. Don't worry about the drinks. The client offered to pick up the tab. boarding pass. This is the document provided by an airline during check-in that allows a passenger to board a plane. Please have your boarding pass and ID ready before reaching the gate. I lost my digital boarding pass because my phone battery died. To hold over. This is to delay someone or something. The bad weather held us over in Chicago for an extra night. My meeting was held over, so I'm going to miss my connecting flight. Are you ready for our next quiz? If you pay the bill for everyone, you A, B, or C? B is the correct one. Pick up the tab. What document do you need to get on the plane? A, B, or C? You need your boarding pass. That's great. Let's move on. Up in the air. Uncertain or not yet decided. Our trip to the Singapore branch is still up in the air due to budget cuts. The exact date for the merger is up in the air until the board approves it. To get in. This means to arrive. What time does your train get into Paris? We got in very late last night because of the flight delay. Complimentary means provided free of charge. The hotel offers a complimentary shuttle service to the convention center. We received complimentary breakfast as part of our corporate booking. On the fly. This is to do something quickly or without prior preparation. I had to change the presentation on the fly because the client asked a specific question. Business travelers often have to make important decisions on the fly. Let's have a look at our next quiz. If a plan is up in the air, it is A, B, or C? It's up in the air, it is uncertain. Complimentary service is A, B, or C? Complimentary is free of charge. You're doing great. Let's continue. To set off. This means to begin a journey. We need to set off for the airport by 5 a.m. to beat the traffic. They set off on their business trip to Europe yesterday. Expense report. This is a document used to track and claim reimbursement from business spending. Make sure to keep all your receipts so you can complete your expense report. I spent all morning filing my expense report from the London trip. To call it a day. This means to stop working for the rest of the day. For example, we've covered everything on the agenda, so let's call it a day. I'm too tired from the flight to keep working. Let's call it a day and meet tomorrow. To check out. This is to leave a hotel after paying the bill. We have to check out of the hotel by noon, but our flight isn't until 6 p.m. I already checked out, but the hotel is holding my luggage for me. Let's have a look at our next quiz. What do you file to get your money back for business travel costs? A, B, or C? An expense report. You want a reimbursement to get your money back. Now, to call it a day means A, B, or C. You're right, to call it a day is to finish working. Let's move on. Next up, we have customs. The place at a port, airport, or border where officials check incoming goods and your passport. It took us 2 hours to get through customs because the airport was so busy. Do you have anything to declare at customs, or are you carrying personal items only? To head out. This is to leave a place in order to go somewhere else. For example, we should head out now if we want to make it to the restaurant on time. I'm going to head out to the conference center early to set up the booth. To go the extra mile. This is to do more than what is expected or required. The hotel staff went the extra mile by finding a replacement charger for my laptop. To win this contract, we need to go the extra mile for the client during their visit. To look forward to is to feel excited about something that is going to happen. I look forward to meeting the regional manager in person next week. We look forward to a productive partnership after this trip. Our next quiz. Where are your bags checked for illegal or taxable goods? Is it A, B, or C? You answered customs, that's correct. And going the extra mile means A, B, or C. B is correct, doing more than required. Let's continue with ground transportation. This is local transport, such as taxis, buses, or trains, used to get to and from an airport. The company will reimburse all ground transportation costs incurred during the trip. Is there reliable ground transportation from the airport to the city centre? To pull over is to move a vehicle to the side of the road and stop. For example, the driver had to pull over because he couldn't find the entrance to the office park. Let's pull over at the next service station to grab some coffee. In the same boat. This means to be in the same difficult situation as someone else. We are all in the same boat regarding these flight cancellations, so let's stay patient. Don't worry about being nervous for the pitch. We are all in the same boat. To drop off. This is to take someone or something to a place and leave them there. For example, the taxi will drop you off right in front of the main terminal. Can you drop off these documents at the hotel reception on your way out? Are you ready? Quiz 7. Taxis and shuttles are examples of A, B, or C. Ground transportation is correct. If two people are in the same boat, they A, B, or C. It means they are in the same situation. Let's continue. Terminal. This is a building at an airport where passengers transfer between ground transportation and aircraft. For example, my flight departs from Terminal 3, so please tell the driver. There are many shops and restaurants inside the international terminal. To speed up. This is to move or happen faster. We need to speed up the check-in process to avoid long queues. Can we speed up the meeting? I have a flight to catch in 2 hours. To hit the road. This means to leave or depart on a journey. We have a long drive ahead, so let's hit the road before the sun comes up. It's time to hit the road if we want to reach the site by noon. To book in advance. This is to make a reservation before the date of travel. You should book in advance to get the best corporate rates on hotels. I booked my seat in advance to ensure I had extra legroom. So to hit the road means A, B, or C. You're right, to start a trip. A large building at the airport for passengers is A, B, or C. Terminal is correct. You're doing great. Let's move on to upgrade. This is to move to a higher grade or better standard of service. I was lucky enough to get a free upgrade to business class. The hotel upgraded my room to a suite because of my loyalty status. To hold up is to delay or obstruct someone. Heavy traffic held me up, so I missed the introductory remarks. Sorry for the wait, I was held up at the security checkpoint. To kill time. This is to do something while waiting for a specific event. I have a 3-hour wait, so I'll just kill time by browsing the duty-free shops. We kill time in the lounge by answering some pending emails. To stay over is to spend the night in a place. Instead of driving back late, I decided to stay over at the airport hotel. Will you stay over in Berlin, or are you coming back tonight? Let's check. If you kill time, you are A, B, or C. Wasting time while waiting. And getting a better seat on a plane is an A, B, or C. It's an upgrade if you don't pay for it. Connecting flight. This is the flight that requires a passenger to change planes to reach their final destination. I missed my connecting flight in Frankfurt because the first plane was late. Is there enough time between these two connecting flights to clear security? To wrap up. This is to finish or conclude. For example, let's wrap up this meeting so everyone can get to the airport. I need to wrap up my report before I leave for the weekend. To break the ice. This is to say or do something that makes people feel more relaxed in a social setting. For example, I told a short joke to break the ice before the formal presentation started. Small talk about travel experience is a great way to break the ice with new clients. To turn up is to arrive or appear. He didn't turn up for the meeting, and he hasn't answered his phone. What time do you think the shuttle will turn up? Let's check what you're remembering. A flight that isn't direct is a A, B, or C. If it requires two planes, it's a connecting flight. To break the ice is to A, B, or C. To break the ice is to make people feel comfortable. Let's move on to our next word. Fully booked means having no more space or rooms available. For example, I tried to get a room at the Hilton, but they are fully booked for the conference. The 5 p.m. train is fully booked, so we'll have to take the later one. To take off is to leave the ground and begin to fly. We use this to talk about aeroplanes. The plane is ready to take off as soon as the runway is clear. My career really took off after I started handling international accounts. So we can talk about our career also taking off, succeeding. Smooth sailing, a situation where everything goes easily and without problems. Once we got through the initial paperwork, the rest of the trip was smooth sailing. If the weather stays clear, it should be smooth sailing all the way to the coast. Next up we have to get away. This is to go on a vacation or a short break. For example, I'm hoping to get away for a few days after this project is finished. It's hard to get away when you have so many client deadlines. Let's check how you're remembering everything. If a hotel has no rooms left, it is A, B, or C. Fully booked. And smooth sailing refers to A, B, or C. Smooth sailing means no problems, so a process with no problems. You're doing great. Let's continue. Travel insurance. This is a plan that covers financial losses and medical expenses during travel. For example, the company provides travel insurance for all employees going abroad. Always check what your travel insurance covers before booking an adventurous trip. To check through is to send luggage directly to a final destination during a connecting flight. Can you check my bags through to Sydney, or do I need to pick them up in Tokyo? My luggage was checked through, so I didn't have to worry about it during my layover. To be on the safe side. This is to do something extra in order to avoid risk. Let's leave for the airport 4 hours early, just to be on the safe side. I printed a paper copy of my ticket just to be on the safe side. To pick up, this is the opposite of to drop off, which we looked at earlier. So to pick up is to collect someone or something. I'll pick you up from the hotel lobby at 8 a.m. Don't forget to pick up your badge at the registration desk. Let's check. To be on the safe side means A, B, or C. To be on the safe side is to avoid potential problems. B. If you don't want to carry your bags during a layover, you ask to A, B, or C. To check them through. That's great. Let's move on to the next one, business class. This is a high quality travel class on an aircraft, more expensive than economy. For example, flying business class allows me to arrive feeling refreshed and ready to work. Is the price difference for business class worth it for such a short flight? to get back. This is to return from a place. For example, I just got back from my trip to Singapore and I'm still a bit tired. When do you get back from your meeting in New York? Our final quiz. A premium section on a plane is A, B, or C? Business class, that's correct. And to get back is to A, B, or C. To get back is to return. Thank you for your time. You've done great, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.